Hello. Yesterday wasn't a good day. I woke up yesterday and I had been reading through some emails and some writing that I'd done last year. And I realised that I still had anger and I still had some feelings of hurt. But my situation hasn't been easy, and everybody keeps telling you you're strong, and inside you don't feel strong. On bad days you don't feel confident. On bad days you just feel that you're alone and you're vulnerable. So yesterday, after reading some of these journal entries, I did get a little bit upset, but also I was angry. I was angry at a company that I had called and instructed and put my trust in and my faith in, and that was back in January this year. Now, I was told by this consultancy firm that they could help me, and I felt a little bit more hopeful, and I thought, right, okay, let's do this thing. And they were telling me that what they would do and how I had to sign a contract, and that they would negotiate on my behalf with my ex-partner, that they had some ideas of how to move forward. So we started that process back in January. February passed, and then March, and things moved really slowly. Then all of a sudden there was a breakthrough. Apparently my ex had offered some settlement, €13,000, a 3,000 payment, and then 10,000 payment after I had left, and he was giving me 6 weeks to find somewhere. The 3,000 would be paid to me once I'd signed an agreement, and then the 10,000 after I left. At first I thought, oh, okay, and some time to actually sort things out. 6 weeks didn't seem that long. Anyway, I was thinking about this offer, and then the negotiator from this company rang me back and was telling me that my ex was pushing him to get the papers drawn up so I could sign, so that he could get it all finished and over and done with this derisory offer of €13,000 or pounds or whatever. And I immediately knew it was wrong and I shouldn't sign. But I also got angry. And when I got angry, there was still his belongings here. They were all in the garage. And I decided that I would move his car out of the garage. His MG, which is, I don't know, 50 something years old. I would move that car out of the garage, and then when I'd moved it out of the garage, I made a video and I tried to ring and him, and I sent some messages, and I told him that his old lady, his MG, was gone, and a few home truths about how this relationship ended and what he said at the time. And obviously he, the next day I think, was threatening and contacted my negotiator to tell him he was going to call the Garda Civil, I had damaged his property or I'd stolen his car or whatever else was going through his mind, when the facts of the matter was I'd pushed his car out of the garage, took the video, sent him it, and pushed the car back into the garage, and it was safe and it wasn't damaged in any way. Then the negotiator rings and I'm trying to sort things out, and I'm saying, look, 13,000, I'm not happy. This isn't what he said originally. Like, the goalposts have moved that many times. You know, first of all, it's half the value of the house, but I have to leave in order that I get some of that money, or he's gonna, you know, rent somewhere for me to live, and I would, if I wanted to move straight away, then he would rent somewhere, and I'm thinking, why would I move straight away to a rented place when I haven't got a job and I haven't got any income? And how long would he pay rent on a house? Nothing was discussed. Nothing was explained. You know, within a few weeks, the whole situation had turned toxic. The whole episode, I had no legal advice, nothing. I had no money to seek legal advice. I had a bit of savings in my bank account, but, you know, I wasn't, you know, having thousands of pounds that I could actually spend on doing anything with legal advice. I got initial advice for free, and I got some other initial advice after he had gone. Whatever advice I have been given, nothing worked. So I'm speaking to the negotiator. I put something down on my side and say, look, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm wanting. And originally, this is what I was saying. I was wanting to have a mortgage in the UK that would be paid off, so that would give me a small amount of income. And this is what I originally wanted, so that I would have some money moving forward, so that I might be able to start some business and create more income for myself moving forward. He wouldn't do that. It was a terribly, terribly bad idea. He didn't want to do that before he left. Even when I was offering him a 30% stake in the property that I have in the UK, he still didn't want to pay off my mortgage before he left me here with no income and no job. Now, after that little stunt with the MG, he, my ex, decided that, oh, okay, let's put the 13,000 up to 40,000. But on this, part of his offer was, part of this was 3,000, I was told. 3,000 paid into my bank and 1,000 a month paid into an account for 6 months or something, I think, up till November. Now, this is what the negotiator was telling me. The first thing that had to happen was that the car and some of his belongings had to be taken from here and transported to some storage unit. Now that was arranged, and so in early April, the car and his belongings were transported into a storage unit. Now, I was told by my negotiator that I would receive the first payment of 3,000. Now, that first payment I was expecting after the car had been moved from the property. I had a text message that said that, and I had an email on the 10th of April that actually said I would receive the funds the following week. The following week, the negotiator didn't say anything. and none of the funds were transferred. Now I thought, right, what's happened? I haven't got the money yet. So basically then I contact this negotiator and I hear an excuse. He said, oh, he's been really busy, there's been lots of court cases, he hasn't been able to do a transfer. Okay, fair enough, you've been really busy. The second week goes by, still no transfer, no 3,000 into my bank account. So I ring again and I hear another excuse. Okay, hasn't even been able to get to the bank to make a transfer. And I'm thinking, why do they need to go to a bank to make a transfer when most transfers are done online? Apparently it's more than 1,000, so the transfer has to be done at a bank. Is that another excuse? Another week goes by. Again, I'm asking, what happened to the 3,000 that was meant to be going into my bank? Oh, he's got the flu. He's not been well. He thinks it might be COVID. Was that another excuse? So I wait another week, thinking perhaps it will be next week. Another week goes by. Another contact, and he tells me he hasn't got his car and he can't go to the bank. That's another excuse. So I'm starting to get a little bit peeved at all of these excuses. And so I just basically send an email saying, look, I'm wanting to know what happened. This is what you said. You said you had the money. It was supposed to be transferred. It wasn't. Now, when are you going to answer the questions? So he sent a message back, which wasn't a very nice message, but basically saying the agreement he had with my ex. I'm thinking, hold on a minute. The agreement he has with my ex, when I was the one who made contact and signed a contract with them, and I was the one in the position of not having income and funds, and they were the people that were saying that they would help, when in all actuality I was being pushed into signing some agreement for 13,000, that after I took action on my own behalf to move his car in and out of a garage, that 13,000 miraculously jumped to 40,000. Now that had nothing to do with, the negotiation skills. Obviously, I said 40,000. He was obviously pushed that to my ex, and all of a sudden this 40,000's there. And I haven't got any paperwork, I haven't got anything in writing about this, just verbal over the phone. So, yes, yesterday I was rather angry about the situation that this company has left me in, seemingly, lying, cheating, not being very truthful. And that's one thing that I'm not really happy about. And yes, I was angry. I don't expect that this company are going to make amends either. And seeing as the person that I'm actually speaking to is part of the management of this company, then, I'm not expecting to be able to even make a complaint about what has happened. So what do? Have to write that one off to experience, don't I? So there you go. how things can turn out when you put your trust in people and then you find out that that trust that you put in them is worth nothing.